My name is Dr. Cynthia Miller, and I'm a lifestyle coach for the Diabetes Prevention Program. And here at the YMCA, we help participants reduce their risk for developing diabetes.
Diabetes is a significant problem in our society. I was at the point where I was concerned about being declared diabetic. At precisely that time, I got a flyer in the mail concerning this program.
The YMCA's Diabetes Prevention Program is a program for people with pre-diabetes and who are at a high risk for developing type 2 diabetes. The program is a year long, and the participants come to class once a week for an hour for 16 weeks. And each week there's a different topic around healthy eating and physical activity and some other healthy behaviors that will help them lose a little bit of weight and increase their physical activity while reducing the risk for developing diabetes.
Since I joined the program, I've lost 40 pounds. That came off during the first 16 weeks of the program. The remaining 7 months now, I've kept the weight off, and I know that I can do it indefinitely.
We started offering the program at the YMCA of the Suncoast in May of 2012. Since then, we've had just over 500 people enroll in the program. We've had really great successes. We are hoping to grow the program with more participants each year.
I highly recommend the Diabetes Prevention Program to my colleagues because it helps our patients become healthier and at lower risk for developing diabetes.
When a participant enrolls in the program through a referral from their doctor, we send a letter telling them when they'll start. And then you'll get progress reports at 8 and 16 weeks letting you know how your patient's doing.
The group sessions for the Diabetes Prevention Program are very interactive and allow participants to share ideas and to help each other reduce barriers to lifestyle change.
The social benefit to it, as well as the instructional benefit, is valuable. We helped each other and cheered each other on, and that was very beneficial, I think.
In our last group, we had someone who started out doing her physical activity and she wasn't able to walk to her mailbox. By the end of the program, she wrote me a letter telling me how she was able to not only walk to her mailbox, but do 2 laps around her neighborhood before she got her mail and then come back to her door. It's stories like that that really make us feel like we're making a lasting impact on people's lives.
In August of 2010, the three went to the nearby Red River with another family, to a popular spot where locals go to escape the heat of summer. Within minutes of arriving, a friend of the boys went wading into the river, but he got into trouble after he suddenly slipped into deep water. He panicked. One after another, Latrell, Latevin, and Ladarius all jumped in to help. Chris Patland was at a nearby beach when a woman came dashing towards him.
And here's this lady running down the beach, arms in the air, screaming, help, help, my babies can't swim.
A call was made to 911.
They drowning, we got 3 people drowning.
Water was everywhere, splashing, arms, you could see arms flapping around.
One by one, all 3 brothers drowned, and so did 3 of their friends who also tried to help. A total of 6 lives lost. Chris Patland was able to save 1 person, the teenager who first got into trouble. None of the adults who brought the kids to the river that day knew how to swim. They could only scream for help.
It was probably the hardest thing I could see a parent do, is watching their kids drown.
Willie Blaylock couldn't believe the news from his wife.
Walked in the house and seen her, and her first one, was like, they're gone.
I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, and this was after the fatal drownings of those 6 kids. And it's hard for me because I know swim lessons is the answer, and that's what I'm trying to preach.
A lot of times the parents don't know how to swim, and that fear, it's like a cycle.
It's obvious at the Kirk family YMCA pool in Roanoke, where there's a movement to interrupt that cycle. The swim instructors here at the Y know what to look for, and they tell me when kids come in from the suburban schools in Roanoke County, about 80% of the kids have some familiarity with water safety. But when it becomes the inner city kids, only about 20% have any idea what to do around the water, and that's what they're trying to fix.
I need Cameron, Joshua.
Here at the Y, the goal is to teach every second grader at all 17 elementary schools in Roanoke to swim. 3 city schools came last year, perhaps the ones that needed it the most. So Hurt Park, Lincoln Terrace, when you bring those groups in here, what do you see?
Well, the 3 inner city schools that we've had in the fall, about 80% of those children, second graders in the inner city schools, did not know how to swim.
The city has pledged to send even more schools next year. Have you ever jumped in the water over your head before?
No.
This was your first time?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was fun.